I love smart contracts. The reason because the blockchain, it is a distributed ledger, is a data storage, and the Bitcoin is value storage, right? But they have like very limited use cases. Today we're gonna introduce smart contracts and the smart contract basics, and then you will learn how it works and why it can bring lots of use cases on chain. A smart contract is a self-executing program stored on a blockchain, just anyone like Ethereum. And we're going to talk a lot of things about Ethereum today. So that automates the actions required in an agreement or contract following the if this, then that logic. So think this as of a vending machine, how the vending machine works. If you want to buy a bottle of water, right? So you just go to vending machine, select water, and then the vending machine will show you the price, maybe $1, and you use a credit card, Apple Pay, pay the price, and the vending machine beep 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 beep, is connecting the network and verifying if you pay the price or not, and if you pay the thing and the price, the amount was correct, and the vending machine will give you the item. For 99% of time, you will get a correct item. Maybe sometimes you get a double job, or sometimes you just don't get a correct item. But for the most of time, you just get what you want, what you paid for. Therefore, we'll say the vending machine is just like a smart contract, or a smart contract just like a vending machine. It has like an input and calculation, and then there's output. And also for any of smart contract on chain, there's input, whatever you want to put into the smart contract, and after the calculation or verification, and it must be an output. These contracts are designed to facilitate trusted transactions and agreements among disparate anonymous parties without needing a central authority, legal system, or external enforcement mechanism. So this part I'm always referring to the banks, the central banks. They represent a crucial part of Ethereum's application layer, enabling the development of DApps, decentralized apps that leverage blockchain security and reliability. This includes various peer-to-peer applications, from loans and insurance to logistics and gaming. Once a smart contract is deployed, its terms are executed as code, which is trackable, irreversible, and immutable. I love that word, immutable. I'm gonna use it all the time. Decentralization and immutable, that those are very important. This evolution of blockchain technology extends far beyond its initial use as the foundation for Bitcoin. As I mentioned 2 minutes earlier, right? Bitcoin distributed ledger and store the value, but smart contract bring the magic on chain. So, and also this impulsing a variety of virtual currencies and other applications. One of the biggest problems with traditional contracts is the need for trusted individuals to follow through on the contract's outcomes. However, in the world of blockchain, we all say, the smart contract, and it refers to code is law. You don't have to trust the other party. You just need to trust the code because everything already stated in the code. You just make the input, and there's the calculation verification, and you will get the output as promised. So think about eBay. Why there was eBay? I believe all of you have used eBay before, right? The reason we have eBay because there was no trust between the sellers and the buyers. And we have to make eBay as a trust center to keep the game playing. And that's why eBay makes a lot of money by playing as the trust center. But right now, we have smart contract. And as I mentioned from the previous session, the highest level of trust is trustless. You don't have to trust the other party. You just trust the code, and the code is law. Another beautiful thing about smart contract is the automatic execution. So the smart contracts automatically carry out actions when certain conditions are met without needing someone to check or make decisions. So for example, if you could set up a smart contract to hold money for a child until they reach a certain age, maybe 18 years old, if they try to take money too soon, the contract won't let them to do that. Or in another case, say, I want to transfer the ownership of a car. But when you really pay the dealer, you can transfer the thing. And if you don't pay, it won't do that. There's no need for a third person to verify everything. Everything could be verified by the smart contract, or in another word, verified by the code, because code is law. Just as we mentioned earlier about the vending machine example, right? So the outcome is predictable from the smart contract. The traditional contracts are ambiguous because they rely on humans to interpret and implement them. For example, everybody has different decision-making process. The two judges might interpret a contract differently, very differently, which could lead to inconsistent decisions and unequal outcomes. However, smart contracts remove this possibility. Instead, smart contracts execute precisely based on the conditions written within the contract's code. Code is law. This precision means that the smart contract will produce the same result given the same circumstances. Transparency is also applied to the smart contracts. The smart contracts are helpful for auditing and tracking. Since Ethereum smart contracts are on a public blockchain, anyone can instantly track asset transfers and other related information. For example, you can check to see that someone sent you money, the cryptocurrency, to your address, wallet address on Etherscan. Etherscan is a blockchain explorer that allows users to access public data related to transactions, smart contracts, addresses, and more on the Ethereum blockchain. Like a searching engine, Etherscan will enable you to publicly monitor all Ethereum network interactions. People might ask, if my wallet address is on chain and also traceable, and people can view everybody can view the history data from the Etherscan, so there's no privacy on my bank account, wallet bank account, on chain. Yes and no. So the smart contract help protect your privacy by using networks like Ethereum, where transactions are linked to your public wallet address instead of your personal details. So which means I can see the transactions associated with this wallet address, but I don't know who owns this wallet and your name, your phone number, your home address, things like that. So this makes your activities harder to trace. They can also use something called decentralized ID, short for DID, which lets you prove who you are without revealing too much information. DIDs are controlled only by you, not a central authority. I invested in a company called Aspecta back in 2021, and they are using these technologies to make smart contracts even more secure and private. They integrate DIDs into blockchain applications to help verify identities better and give users more control over their personal information during digital transactions. This makes digital transactions safer and more private.